Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome, everyone, to a deep dive into a really fascinating source document, Y Combinator's Summer 2025 Request for Startups list.
Right. And this RFS, this request for startups, think of it as YC, one of the biggest accelerators out there, basically showing their hand,
Uh-huh.
laying out where they think the biggest opportunities are for building, well, impactful companies right now and, looking ahead.
It's their forecast, basically.
Exactly. Based on seeing thousands of startups, it guides founders towards problems they think are ripe for innovation.
Right. It's not just a random wish list. It feels very strategic, like a signal flare. So our mission here is really to pull back the curtain on this RFS
Yeah, understand the thinking behind it.
and dig into the key themes YC is betting on. We'll use their definitions, their reasoning, even the prompts they give founders, all straight from the source.
And it's a great lens, not just for founders, but really for anyone watching where tech, especially AI, is heading and how it might just reshape whole industries.
Okay, so let's jump in. First thing you notice looking at this list, wow, AI is everywhere.
Absolutely. It's not really a category on its own. It's more like the foundation, the enabler for almost everything else they're highlighting.
It's the thread running through it all.
Yeah, it's what makes these big visions seem possible now.
Which brings us straight to maybe the most ambitious idea here, full stack AI companies. Now, this isn't just another AI tool, is it? What's the difference YC is pointing out?
Well, they define it as companies built natively around AI from the ground up, designed to replace existing companies or whole processes end to end.
Replace them, not just help them.
That's the core idea. YC's rationale is pretty bold, building a completely new thing within or maybe even against these big, slow incumbents. Well, it's often better than trying to sell them small AI upgrades.
Ah, okay, so it avoids the slow sales cycle and integration problem.
Exactly. AI lets you rethink the entire workflow from scratch.
So their example is pretty striking. Instead of selling, say, an AI draft tool to a law firm,
They talk about imagining a law firm that is essentially AI agents, doing the drafting, the due diligence, the filing. The AI isn't just helping, it is the operation.
wow, delivering the service directly without the old baggage.
Precisely. And their prompt to founders cuts right to it. Pick a slow industry. How would you build a whole company that runs autonomously with AI? It's a direct challenge. Build the AI native disruptor.
Okay, that sets a really high bar. Now, AI is clearly the engine here, but YC also highlights something else, something more about the team. Theme 2, design-led founders. Why focus on design so much when AI is the big story?
Yeah, it's really interesting. Their thinking seems to be that as the tools for building stuff get easier and more powerful, partly thanks to AI speeding up development, then the quality of the user experience becomes critical.
So, like, the look, the feel, the flow.
Exactly. User empathy,
Yeah.
aesthetics, that becomes your competitive edge. If anyone can build a basic function, great design is what makes people choose your product and stick with it.
Okay, so if AI handles more of the back-end complexity, the front-end experience, the human interface is where you win. They mention Airbnb,
That's
Stripe.
companies where design was fundamental from the start, not just sprinkled on later.
Makes sense.
And their example is like a super intuitive prototyping tool, but built by a designer who deeply gets the user's pain points.
Gotcha.
The prompt nails it. If you're a designer, what product feels obvious and necessary if nothing else existed? What tool are you personally missing?
All right, so we've got full stack disruption and foundational design. Let's shift to how AI interacts with us more directly. Theme 3, voice AI.
Uh-huh. This is aimed squarely at something we all use and honestly often hate, the phone system.
Oh, yeah, those endless IVR menus press 1 for.
Exactly. YC sees a massive opportunity there.
Yeah.
The rationale is pretty simple. Phone systems are just stuck decades in the past. Rigid menus, limited options.
But now,
But now, these new AI models, especially the large language models, they can actually hold human-like conversations, not just understanding keywords, but real back-and-forth dialogue.
so no more menu trees.
Hopefully. They specifically mention industries like medical offices or, utilities, places known for bad phone experiences. The idea is a voice bot that can schedule things, answer complex questions, confirm details, without needing a human.
Just a much better, smoother experience.
Right. The prompt is basically, find an industry stuck in IVR hell, build voice automation that makes it seamless, swap the menu for actual conversation.
Okay, sticking with AI making life easier. Let's jump ahead slightly because it feels related. Theme 5, AI personal assistant.
Ah, yes. The dream of the truly helpful digital assistant. YC thinks it's finally within reach.
We've had lots of attempts, right? Task apps, calendar
We
reminders.
have. But YC argues the core idea, a truly autonomous agent managing your day-to-day stuff like scheduling, email, follow-ups, hasn't really been cracked.
So what's changed?
They think the latest LLMs, especially how they handle context and memory over time, are the key. These agents can now actually do real work for you, not just remind you.
So beyond just setting timers, like what?
Well, their example is pretty compelling. An assistant that can read your emails, understand the context, draft replies in your actual style, manage a complex schedule based on your known preferences.
And even do multi-step tasks.
Yeah, execute tasks once you approve them.
Yeah.
The prompt asks you, what daily stuff, emails, scheduling, follow-ups would you hand over if the agent really knew you well?
Creating a true AI co-pilot for your admin life.
Basically, yeah. An AI that learns your habits.
And closely related to that personal sphere, Theme 12 is AI for personal finance.
Right. Because let's face it, figuring out personal finance, budgeting, investing, insurance, it's tough for a lot of people.
And getting good advice can be expensive or, biased.
Exactly. YC sees AI, especially LLMs, as a potential solution here, a way to make unbiased, personalized financial guidance much more accessible. Democratize it.
So not just another budgeting app, but something more like an advisor.
Kind of. An AI platform giving you tailored advice, suggesting spending tweaks based on your goals, maybe recommending portfolio adjustments, giving you regular financial health checks. Personalized, low cost, widely available.
And the prompt asks founders.
What recurring finance decision, investing, budgeting, insurance, could be better with a personal AI co-pilot, giving everyone access to smarter financial guidance.
Okay, let's tie that personal AI theme back to the home. Theme 10 was AI residential security.
Yeah, the home security market. It's huge, but often frustrating. Think false alarms.
Oh, definitely. The cat setting off the motion detector at 3 a.m.
Exactly that. YC thinks AI can bring some much-needed intelligence here. Make smart home security actually smarter, more reliable, giving you useful insights.
So instead of just dumb emotion detection,
Imagine a camera that actually understands suspicious behavior. It can tell the difference between your pet, the mail carrier, and maybe someone actually trying to break in. It only alerts you when something genuinely worrying happens.
reducing the noise, increasing the actual safety.
That's the idea. Their prompt hits it. What are the biggest blind spots in home security now? How could AI cut the noise and improve safety? Make it smarter, less annoying.
Okay, so we've hit AI disrupting companies, the role of design, AI in our personal lives, assistance, finance, security. Let's pivot to some big, complex industries. Theme 6, healthcare AI, focusing on admin automation.
Right. This tackles the absolute mountain of administrative work in healthcare. YC points out a staggering number, something like $1 trillion a year in the U.S. alone is just administrative work.
$1 trillion, wow.
Yeah. So AI is seen as a powerful way to attack that inefficiency.
And we're talking about things like paperwork, forms.
Exactly. Automating tasks like reading complex PDFs from different providers, getting that data into the right systems like electronic medical records, processing insurance claims, stuff that's done manually now over and over.
High-frequency resource draining workflows.
Totally. Their example is an AI agent that reads those provider PDFs and automatically fills out the billing system fields, maybe even flags errors.
Freeing up humans for actual patient care.
That's the goal. The prompt is direct. Map a high-frequency admin workflow, like claims processing. Now imagine fully agent-driven automation. Target the admin bottlenecks.
And speaking of efficiency within companies, Theme 11 is related, internal agent builder.
Yeah, this anticipates that as companies start using more AI, they'll want to build their own custom AI agents.
Tailored to their specific internal stuff.
Right. Agents that can talk to their HR systems, their CRM, project management tools, you name it. YC sees a need for platforms that let companies build these easily and, importantly, securely.
So empowering companies to create their own internal AI workforce in a way.
Sort of. There are examples, a no-code platform.
Hmm.
Maybe a customer service manager uses it to build a Slack bot that monitors support tickets and alerts the right team based on the ticket sentiment or keywords.
Tools for internal AI adoption.
Exactly. The prompt asks founders to look inside their own companies. What internal workflow could use a bot that learns and adapts? Building the tools for businesses to use AI.
Okay, shifting gears now to something vital for human development. Education. Theme 7 is AI personal tutor.
This is about using AI to deliver really high-quality, personalized step-by-step tutoring, making
Okay.
it accessible to basically anyone, anywhere.
The dream of personalized education at scale.
Right. YC believes AI can finally deliver on that promise, adapting the teaching approach to how each individual actually learns best, their style, their pace.
How would that work? More than just a quiz app, right?
Oh, yeah. Think rich, multimodal learning. Visuals, interactive quizzes, all adjusting in real time based on how the student is doing.
Adapting on the fly.
Exactly. They used a great analogy, making learning feel like 3 blue, 1 brown on steroids. You know, those super intuitive visual explanations of complex math and science.
Yeah, those are amazing.
So imagine that, but interactive and personalized.
Yeah.
Their example is a math tutor that talks you through concepts, shows visual steps, asks questions, checks understanding, and changes its approach if you're stuck.
Like a real patient tutor.
That's the goal. The prompt is, pick a subject you know well. How could AI make teaching it as intuitive and interactive as a personal tutor?
And building on that, Theme 9 goes even bigger. Future of education. Beyond tutors.
Right. This isn't just about better tutoring. It's using AI to fundamentally rethink the whole education system.
The whole system.
Yeah. YC argues our current educational infrastructure is pretty outdated. AI offers a way to build truly personalized learning systems for everyone, not just one-on-one tutoring.
So what does that look like?
It's a much broader vision. Imagine a school platform where the curriculum itself is dynamic. It changes based on AI analyzing how students are doing. AI monitors progress, adapts the instruction path, not just for one student, but maybe for whole classes or schools.
Real-time adaptive learning on a massive scale.
That's the disruptive potential. The prompt challenges founders. In what segment, K-12, vocational training, whatever, is adaptive curriculum missing? How can you solve it end-to-end? Build the infrastructure for that future.
Okay, one last major area they highlighted, combining AI with physical systems. Theme 8, software tools for robotics.
Right. Robotics. We hear a lot about AI, but YC feels robotics hasn't quite had its, big breakthrough moment yet. Not like ChatGPT for language.
And not mainstream in the same way.
Exactly. But they think with foundation models getting better and robots getting better at perceiving their surroundings, B2B robots are ready for real growth. Think industrial inspection, farming, logistics.
So what's holding them back?
Often it's the software. The back-end systems needed to make these robots smart and easy to use. YC sees a need for better software infrastructure.
So not building the robot hardware, but the brains.
Pretty much. The intelligent back-end. Their example is a platform that could generate the complex perception and control software needed for, say, an industrial drone without tons of manual coding.
Making robots easier to program and deploy.
Exactly. The prompt focuses on those software bottlenecks. Where is robotic development stuck because of software? Address perception, mapping, or control. Solve those. Unlock the next wave of robotics.
Wow. Okay, stepping back and looking at all these themes. It's quite a picture. Full stack disruption, design, AI assistance, healthcare, finance, security, education, robotics.
A message from YC seems crystal clear, doesn't it?
Yeah, AI is the driving force, enabling visions that honestly felt like science fiction just a few years ago.
Absolutely. It's a future where AI isn't just like a feature bolted on. It's deeply embedded, running core business functions, acting as personal co-pilots, unlocking new science, new ways of learning.
A mix of deep tech opportunities and applying them to real-world friction points.
Yeah, tackling things that are inefficient or just haven't worked well enough.
And like you said at the start, this RFS list. It's not just for founders planning their next pitch. It gives all of us a glimpse into the trends likely shaping our work, our lives, pretty significantly in the next few years.
It definitely paints a vivid picture of where a lot of smart money and talent is likely heading.
So, given this vision, YC is laying out AI law firms, dynamic school curricula, truly autonomous assistants. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other big industry, maybe one that feels totally human or automation-proof today, what's actually ripe for a complete AI-driven reinvention next? Something for all of us to think about.